Congratulations on Deadly Desire. Both of you did such a tremendous job. Jackie, I've known you for a long time, and you always surprise me with the parts you pick.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm always grateful to act in anything I get the opportunity to be in. So this character was definitely really interesting. She's she's multifaceted and just, a mystery to the viewers as to why she's come into, the picture here. So
Yeah, you don't
yeah.
want to give anything away, and we're not
I
going to.
don't. I'm trying not to. I was delicately explaining that, but yeah.
And there's Cassidy Espinola. How are you
I'm
doing?
good. How
I'm
are
fine. It's a pleasure to meet
you?
you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
And wow, what a job you did playing Brittany. It's. Do you enjoy drama over comedy, or is it all the same?
Well, thank you so much. And I would say that naturally, I'm a pretty goofy person and I don't take myself too seriously and I joke around a lot. So I do enjoy more comedic roles. I think I naturally, but I do really love the challenge of an emotional, dramatic role, which Brittany was in. So I found it to be very challenging. Got to do a lot of the discovery there, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So it's good to have both.
Jackie, it's no secret you're playing the heavy, and is that's got to be a lot of work to make it come off like it did.
Thank you. Well, especially since I love Cassidy so much. So it's definitely hard it was challenging for some scenes where I had to be, mean or aggressive as Tanya. That was challenging to me because we were having so much fun on set and we were
Yeah.
having such a great time. And, we just like clicked immediately. So I thought, yeah, this is tougher than usual, but I really felt like some of the scenes with Cassidy, we just had such like in the moment, I remember thinking these are some of the most fun scenes I've ever
Mhm.
filmed. Like it just felt like I was so present and I really enjoyed working with her. So that made it easier, the whole experience. But these films are shot very quickly
Yeah.
and we don't have a lot of time to get what we need. So the emotional level has to be high right from the beginning. So you have to really prepare and kind of get into it prior to, them saying action. You really have to be ready, and it definitely puts a lot of pressure on things.
Cassidy, was there a table read? Was there, time to prepare?
Yeah. Just to echo what Jackie said, it is quick, man. It is, yeah, you got to do a lot of preparation for these roles and how quick everything is. It's so fast paced on set. It's boom, boom, boom. You get three shots pretty much, and we're moving on. And so, yeah, you really got to prepare. But we did a couple of Zoom calls. We didn't I not really a formal table read, but we did a couple of Zoom calls and yeah, I mean Jackie and I hit it off I feel like right from the start and she was so easy to work with, so professional. And there's some firsts for me for the scene, some intimacy with another female lead. And it was so professionally handled. And I just couldn't have been more grateful that my first experience like that was with someone like Jackie that was just handled the scene in the most professional way that I could have asked for it being my first time. So just so grateful for the whole experience with Jackie as well. It was incredible.
Yeah, Jackie, when you're approached with a role that is an erotic kind of thriller role, um, do you swallow hard and go, well, let's see how this goes, or are you okay with it?
Well, I think for especially for this role, I really love the character, and I feel like if it's part of the story and it adds to the story, then I'm totally in when it's something that really helps the arc of the character,
Mhm.
especially with Brittany and Tanya because I think the physical aspect and the chemistry that they both feel is very important to the story. So I think it's really important and you know, as long as it's for the story, for the character, I'm definitely game.
Yeah, there's a fine line between staying in the moment and allowing for things to happen in a scene and being spontaneous and you don't want to pre-plan anything in a scene and it just totally takes authenticity out of it, but you have to do so much character work to just make sure that you are in tune with um, you know what makes sense for the scene.
How much does costuming affect your character? And
A lot. Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, oh my goodness, best costume designer that I've ever worked with, Mika, on this. He was incredible. But yeah, I mean, being in the scrubs, being hair and makeup, messy, long day at work, kind of like, oversized clothes, all of that affects how, I mean, just yeah, it's so, so important down to like the color you're wearing. I mean, it sets the tone for the scene for sure.
when you get a part, do you hear rhythms and cadences in that character?
Music, well, that's funny. Music itself is a huge part of how I prepare for a role. And I will listen to music and what I think my character would listen to for a certain scene. So I listen, so I have a variety of music and how I use that to prepare for a role.
I'm going to ask Jackie the same question. Does music play a part in you preparing for a role? Do you hear rhythms and in the characters you take on?
Absolutely. Especially when you're working with a smaller time frame to get into that emotional space. I think music is such a powerful tool to get just kind of get you in the mode and different songs can take you to a different place in your memories in your
Mhm.
you know in your heart even. I think it can just open you up in so many ways. So I love music as a way to get into the feeling of the scene or the feeling of the character.
Let's talk about your co-star Eric Roberts. I mean, is he fun to work with?
Yes. Yeah, and I actually said to I on set, I actually said to Eric, "What's it like to be you? You must get stopped everywhere." And he goes, "I get stopped everywhere." And I was like, "What's that like?" And he goes, "Oh, I love it. I take pictures with everyone he asks, and he's so personable, so easy to work with." And um, we didn't have many scenes in this one, and I can't give too much away, but after our scene, he was like, he gave me a little fist bump, and he's like,
Yeah.
and he told me good job. And that's not always the case. I worked with him many times, and quite a few movies to the point where people are like, you have the same agent. Do they package you together? And I was like, no, that's
And
not what
Cassidy,
happened.
how was Eric as a scene partner with you?
Um, it was incredible. It was my second time working with him. And I really enjoy, he's funny. He's very funny. He's very himself on set and he's fun to work with. He gives good advice and he was very complimentary, which kind of gave me a little bit of confidence in some emotional scenes. I was like, oh, I have to cry in the scene, and Eric Roberts isn't in it. And oh my god, oh my god! I was just like, and so he was great at settling the nerves and just making me feel confident going into stressful scenes like that. So it was great. It was great.
Jackie, when audiences discover Deadly Desire, what do you think they'll take away from the experience of watching it?
Well, I definitely feel like it's something a little bit. I would say that what I hope they take away from it is, be careful who you let into your life. Be careful who you trust so quickly because, you know, Brittany lets Tanya in so fast, and I think, there's definitely people that you can let into your life that kind of mess things up pretty fast. So you have to be a little careful with that. And so I hope that that's the message that comes
Cassidy,
across. Maybe just build a foundation first.
Cassidy, the same question.
Um, kind of from Brittany's point of view, and her lens, I would say, maybe don't. She kind of led this, she's very innocent, maybe a little rigid, a little bit of a rule follower, and that kind of led to her making some not so good choices. So maybe I don't know. I think there's balance, but I think Brittany's kind of like sheltered, doting wife, and she's very caring. She's a nurse, but it that kind of she had this part of her that was maybe a little bit curious, maybe a little bit darker, and so I think just it's important to find balance, and because she kind of went in downhill, and it led to a lot of heartache for her.
Jackie, are you going to step behind the camera more and more, produce and direct?
Hmm.
Yes, actually, I just directed my first short film, and so that's been submitted to some festivals. So we'll see what happens with that. And I just sold my second script, and I'm about to direct my first feature. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, that's my goal is to direct. I absolutely love it. I just filmed and directed my first pilot, the short film, and then, selling some screenplays, which was really exciting. It's just,
Oh, proud of
it's
you.
what I love to do.
Jackie's a badass.
I agree. You're
It's the
badass.
first thing I ever said I wanted to do in my life was be a movie director. That's the first thing I ever said when I was like 5, I think.
That's awesome.
So,
Proud of
Cassidy,
you,
how about
Jackie.
you? Are you gonna call the shots someday?
You know, I don't know that is what God's plan is for me. I love acting and I love the challenge acting. Well, it's challenging on both ends, but I really love figuring out how I can use my emotion and to play into a character. So I love it. Maybe in the future, I'm not totally sure. I'd love to be your assistant director, Jackie. I do a great job. No, but I don't
you're
know about
hired,
directing.
anything you want.
I'll send you my headshot too.
You
Uh,
guys are in the movie, don't worry. In
as we kind of end our conversation, though, my final question is to both of you because you both equally share the screen. Um, Jackie, first, what is it like to be number one or number two on the call sheet? What responsibility do you have to the film?
Well, especially now knowing, I mean, I've always felt this way, you have a responsibility to the people that fund the movie, to the directors, the producers, everyone that's involved. You're part of a bigger picture. It's never just about you yourself as an actor. And I think that, looking at it from the business point of view takes away a lot of the nerves that you may feel because you're kind of just you're part of a machine. A
Yeah.
movie is such an interesting little time capsule, every single film that you work on, and we're all equally important. Every single member of the cast is just as important. We're
Mhm.
all coming together to make something really special happen. So it doesn't matter if I'm first on the call sheet, second,
Mhm.
last, it doesn't matter. Every part is important.
Cassidy, you have the final word.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's, being one or two on the call sheet is just such a huge blessing. I mean, that's amazing. But I would say you have to be on it. You have to know your lines. You have to be prepared because you only have like so much time to actually shoot, and everyone's spending so much time getting set up, lighting, sound, like moving. I mean, there's just so much work that goes in and there's just so much work that goes into each scene. So when you are up and the director says action, you better be on it and know and you better know your lines. You know what to so you have to just be on your game. And I've been, I love being one or two because you're very well oiled and you're in the groove and you're going and I've been like 9 on a call sheet, and I'm like a day player, and I like mess up my lines more than I do when I'm one or two because I'm like I just came in and everyone's been here for 12 hours already, and I don't know where I'm going. Where's every. So but yeah. So anyways, it's a huge blessing all in all.
Well, I just want to tell you both that you did such a great job in this film. Jackie scared the pogies out of me, because I've only known you as kind of the nice girl in the movie, but boy, this is so. so wonderfully different for you. And
Thank
Cassidy,
you.
wow, I mean, everything is in your eyes. You have a great look on
Oh,
camera, and
thank
it's
you.
one of those gifts that you know what a character's thinking through the eyes, and you do such a great job in in
Thank you.
conveying everything. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
That's really sweet. Jackie actually said something similar after a couple of our scenes, so I really appreciate that compliment. Thank you so much.
She's a star. She
Oh gosh,
made it
you're so
so
sweet.
it was so fun to work with Cassidy. Oh my gosh, I
She's
can't.
in the right business. Yeah.
Mm, thank
Absolutely.
you.
She's just her
I'm
Thank
heart
you.
comes out. It's just beautiful.